Today we're gonna watch the top liked UX design videos on TikTok. Let's go.
Should the OK button come before or after the cancel button? Well,
yeah, so I've heard about this before. From what I remember reading, in most languages, you're gonna read from left to right, and you would want the user to see all their options so that they're sure that they're gonna choose the right one. So you would want the secondary button on the left and the primary button on the right, so that they would see secondary, then primary, and in most cases, they're gonna choose the primary option. So when they see the primary option, they just click it, they know what the other option is. If it were the reverse, they would see the primary first and then the secondary, then usually they would see the primary button, then the secondary button, and then look back at the primary button and click it. So
the design decisions that don't matter, where I settle pointless design arguments once and for all. With the OK button on the left, the eye moves from left to right to left again with 3 visual fixations before primary action is selected. With the OK button on the right, the eye moves from left to right with only 2 visual fixations. 2 is less than 3. Put the OK button on the right.
By the way. Yeah, exactly. I think this has also to do with what you're used to. So maybe primary button is more common to have on the right side, but if everyone's used to left, then it's going to be weird to have it on the right. So do what everyone else does on the platform you're going to design for.
Who designed it better, Apple or Microsoft? Microsoft provides static icons for close, minimize, and maximize to the top right of the window. These icons are universally recognizable, and closing a window also closes the application. Apple relies on a traffic light visual for close, minimize, and zoom to the top left of the window.
Yeah, actually, I've never thought about that. So I'm used to Windows. I do use Mac mostly for work, and it's kind of unclear. What do the buttons do? If you never used the Mac before, would you know what it does? You'd have to try it a few times. So maybe it's easy to remember what it means, but it is more difficult to learn how it works. They all factor into usability. So I'll put it up here, the different parts of usability.
The icons are only visible on hover, and closing a window sometimes closes the application, while other times only closes an instance of the application. And Apple also performed worse on time-to-task studies when compared to Windows due to Fitts' law. Apple is a design champion, but their window management is too clever and ambiguous to beat Microsoft's direct approach. Microsoft takes this one.
Ooh, juicy. I wonder what the comments say. I literally just learned what those Apple buttons meant and probably will forget it tomorrow. So not super high usability. The worst volume control I've seen this before. It's, designs that make you go crazy. Like, I think someone had a project creating the worst audio controls. So let's see. Maybe we can analyze why it's bad. Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah. So you're not directly manipulating how loud the volume should be. You have to, it's a 2-step process. You have to click it, and hopefully you added the right strength for it to go where you want. So complicated, not very accurate. That's why this one sucks. But a bit fun, but I'm not looking for fun when I'm trying to adjust my volume. Oh, okay. So why is this one bad? I mean, for one, you have to kind of register all of the options and try to look. So you have to try to find the volume you want, and I mean, should I choose 24, 25? And it's also not very intuitive. This is kind of like several rows. So you would have to register them like okay. Oh, was that a random one? Like, I'm feeling lucky audio, a control that doesn't allow you to directly control the volume. So this, okay, yeah, but it's pretty fun. It's a game to increase the volume. But yeah, that's gonna take a lot of time. And the last one, I don't know what that was.
Did you use rounded corners or straight edges on buttons? Welcome to design decisions that don't.
What did you say? I was just happy that I found him again.
Did you use rounded corners or straight edges on buttons? Welcome to design.
Before, it was more common with straight edges. Now it's more common with rounded. Does it have a usability UX aspect of that? It might be that if it has somewhat rounded corners, it kind of depends. If it makes it easier to recognize that those are buttons compared to other elements, that would be a better design. I don't know. Let's see what Tom says.
Decisions that don't matter, where I solve meaningless design arguments once and for all. Using straight edges can appear more traditional, but it can also trigger the kiki effect, a phenomenon where you associate
that's super fun.
Sharp objects with a sense of seriousness and danger. Using rounded corners can help differentiate buttons from the blockiness of other objects. They can also benefit from contour bias, which says that you perceive rounded shapes more favorably. Differentiate your buttons with positive reinforcement. Use rounded corners.
Yeah, but that's interesting. So rounded things will be seen more favorably. Why buttons? Is it because the users will interact with them more because there are more buttons? I don't really know. I see sharp corners and think off-brand. That's interesting. If all the, big brands use rounded corners, then it will not be cool to use hard borders. So that's, I guess, more of a fashion trend thing, or like a UI trend thing. It's like fashionable to use rounded corners. So if you use it, then you're in. If you don't use it, you're out. Sharp corners equals this website will steal my credit card information. So that's super interesting. So people seem to be saying that if you use straight corners, then you're not legit. Legit websites use rounded corners. Maybe, I don't know, maybe is it because there's no designer working in that team that will steal your information? Invest in design.
Get some creative juices flowing today in FigJam. FigJam is an online whiteboard that helps you...
I actually don't use FigJam. Maybe sometimes, but I use Miro. I think I used Miro before, and in the companies I've worked at, Miro was the thing. And even if you had FigJam, you would still have Miro, and the non-designers would use Miro. So I don't know, maybe I should try it out. Let me know in the comments if you are using FigJam instead of Miro and why. I would be curious to know.
Today in FigJam. FigJam is an online whiteboard that helps you ideate and brainstorm with your team. Choose between one of the many ready-made templates and invite your colleagues to the board. To actually stay focused while brainstorming, I like to use the Pomodoro technique. Just set the inbuilt timer to 25 minutes and get going. FigJam also has the cutest little interactive stamps to show your appreciation for an idea.
All the time.
Oh, and never forget
that we don't have in Miro. So, but there's a confetti thing. I don't know. Maybe FigJam has that too. I really don't use FigJam a lot.
I'm a UX researcher, so I notice bad design everywhere, and today I'm gonna roast Hulu.
Oh.
First, starting off, it looks like I have one profile here. I don't.
Oh,
I actually have the
drive. Oh, how would you know? How would you know you have more profiles? It's like hidden. I mean, they're out there. It's like hide and seek. That surprised me. Hulu, jeez. Yeah, like why would you not show them all? Why would you not do that? Who made that decision?
Show them all. There is plenty of room. I didn't notice this, but someone pointed out that the line is above the name.
That is weird. Oh, have I seen anywhere else where you have the line above what you selected? Not that I remember.
The name, it is kind of weird. You'll notice that these episodes I have watched
unique
aren't complete because those last few credits, I'm poor and I have the ad one. Every ad break I turn off my noise because it's so loud compared to the series. I do like that they label this there though. If your service is so bad that I have to mute the ad every time, doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of the ad, and wouldn't your advertisers be mad about that?
Oh, that's true. Like, yeah, I wonder why does that happen? Maybe, they have a set volume for all the ads and they like overestimated the sound volume that you would use when you're listening. Oh, and like imagine if you're like having a super low volume and you want to have it quiet, maybe you have a sleeping kid, and then the ad comes, the Pepsi Max, bam, let's go, Pepsi.
I actually emailed them complaining about this like a year ago. It will like blare the ad.
Yeah, maybe they're using one of the bad volume controls to decide the volume of the ads.
Stop. What the hell are you talking
Ooh,
about?
let's see this resume as well. Product manager, UX UI designer. I would choose only one title to have on your resume when you're applying, because if you have both and you're applying to a job, then it doesn't really show that you don't necessarily want to have this specific role. You're like applying to both product manager and product design jobs.
Don't talk about me like how you might know how I feel. Top of the world, but so
2-column design, I think that is pretty good.
This has to be the
Jitter.video,
easiest
never
animation
heard of this
tool.
before. I feel like there's so many tools right now, I can't keep up. I don't know. Let's not make this an ad for them. Oh, cool. Using Figma to design your apartment. In the past, I've used The Sims to see how things fit. But you won't get exact measurements, so this makes more sense. Okay, this is Spanish. No, it's Portuguese. Let's see if I can get it. Abre o Google. Muscle Wiki. I have no idea what this is about. Is this UX design?
Dark mode use black or dark gray. Welcome to
Ooh, should I use black or dark gray? I feel like now I'm kind of doing it. Every time I see Tom, designer Tom, it feels like I'm doing a test. So let's see. I would say dark gray because like black is not it's not natural. You never see totally black in nature, so it's better to use dark gray. That's what I would say.
the design decisions that don't matter, where I solve meaningless design arguments once and for all. Black backgrounds reduce brightness on displays, but they can also make white text harder to read and increase eye strain. Dark gray backgrounds don't reduce as much brightness as black, but they're proven to reduce eye strain. They're also recommended by Google's material design. Allow dark mode to reduce eye strain. Use dark gray.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So there you go. Something new, something I learned. Oh, best quality. Okay, is this best or worst? Let's see. Oh, you crank it up. So I mean, this again is not direct manipulation of the volume control. Pretty fun. It feels, yeah, it feels like I'm doing manual work. Yeah, I'm working out to increase the volume. I gotta get some muscle. Please make a noise as loud as you want the volume to be. So again, not direct manipulation. This would be difficult to do in a noisy setting, but interesting that maybe it would match the setting you're in. Maybe, I mean, maybe this is genius. It's kind of like how the screen brightness changes depending on the light brightness in the surrounding area. I don't know. Maybe, let's see. Okay, let's see. This looks pretty normal. Ooh. Okay, so that was direct manipulation. Maybe it's too thin to really choose the exact volume you want, but the main reason this is not a good volume control is because it goes against your expectations of it going from like up to down to go from left to right, at least when it looks like that. Is it like you tilt it? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, again, not direct manipulation.
Nobody's gonna know.
Oh.
Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
Oh, what
How
did
would
do?
they know?
What is happening?
How would they know?
What is happening?
How would they know?
Okay.
I can't. Oh my god.
Okay. So it's basically, yeah, designing what it should be like. I guess Instagram had an update so that, yeah, they switched positions or putting the shopping icon there. Yeah, I mean, I never use Instagram shopping, so not useful for me there. And I also don't want to have the Reels icon that close because it's dangerous. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting point where as designers, you can really create whatever you want. You can just manipulate, make lots of concepts of what you want to see. It's pretty fun being a designer or having the knowledge of how to make design. Dropping out of grad school for psychology to pursue tech and make 60 to 70K on an entry-level job. I mean, working in tech, it's been pretty good to me so far. Product design is an integral part of tech. So I read a reason for why product design is going to be integral or why it's growing in importance in the book Org Design for Design Orgs. And I think what they said, that at least for software design, everything is an abstraction of something, and that requires design. So in order to really make something good, you need a designer there to make it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But another reason is that I've read somewhere else is that as it becomes easier and easier to develop things, the main differentiator will be the experience. And a product designer is a big part of designing the experience. But of course, everyone should care about the experience of the customer.
Guys, if you hate the pen tool like I do, this blob maker will change your life. Blobs are super popular in UX design,
Blobs are super popular right now. I haven't bothered using the pen tool to make blobs though. So maybe this would help me, or I'll use more blobs in my designs.
So frustrating to make. So with this, all you have to do is make it here, download it as an SVG, and then put it into your own design tool.
I'm sure there's some kind of Figma thing. What is it called? A Figma extension? Is that the word? Ooh, Twitch. I would be interested to know what the... Ooh, what was that? What did she get? Just interested in the snacks. Oh wait, what did she... Cold brew. Also, what's this version of the song? Oh, it's Crew. You know, in the companies I've worked at, there was one, the fintech startup I worked at in Hong Kong, they had snacks, but everywhere else, the only thing is like fruit, which is better for my health, but this looks more fun. Ooh, wow, dang, do you see that pizza? Oh, of course, lots of games. Look pretty fun.
If you have been looking for that sign to change your life, this is it. Less than 5 months ago, I decided to make the biggest life change. I completely abandoned my life path. I was literally a fucking biology major, pre-med, had applied to med school, was on the wait list, and I was so unhappy.
Oh,
And I took my chance. I abandoned it all. I withdrew myself from the wait
Yeah, I
list.
mean,
I enrolled myself in a
being a
boot
product
camp.
designer is a
And
pretty
today
awesome
I just
job.
got a full-time offer for a UX design job. Also, use this affirmation because it fucking works. I literally like cannot
I'm
believe that
not
this
really
is
sure
happening. Like I
how I feel
have
about affirmations.
my dream
I
job
don't use them,
in my
I think.
dream field, and I'm so happy. I'm about to crack open a White Claw. Goddamn.
Good for you. Yeah, I mean, it's great being a designer. I got into design through engineering, and I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't too excited about becoming an engineer, but then when I switched to design, oh, it's awesome. Because one, there's an opportunity to work with a lot of the companies that you are interested in, because everyone needs a product designer, mainly because almost all companies are software companies in some way. And two, pays well. Three, challenging, creative. Yeah, it's all good fun. I always recommend trying out design if you are interested in that sort of thing. I helped a friend who was a civil engineer before, and now she's a product designer, and she's loving it. So, weekly UI design inspiration. That's funny. I don't know why he looks so, I don't know, mischievous all the time. But I mean, it's working. He's getting lots of likes, so maybe I should do that too.
Did the page title say My Dashboard or Your Dashboard?
Okay. So, from what I remember, if the user interacts with it, it should be my. So I would say my dashboard here in this case, because they interact with the dashboard.
Welcome to Design Decisions That Don't F***ing Matter, where I solve pointless design
I mean,
arguments.
I would say this all
Use the second
compiles
person when the
in
system
end.
is describing the
Compounds.
content. Your photos. You encountered an error. Use the first person to let people tell the system what to do. Publish my photos.
Yeah.
Upload my attachments.
Interact with
Remember that using a computer is a two-way conversation.
All right, another UI designs that make developers cry. I mean, that looks a bit more like a video. Is that difficult? I don't know, you tell me. I would say that it feels like you could separate what's happening in the background and, interacting with the buttons. So I would say it doesn't seem too difficult, but you tell me. I mean, maybe it's difficult to make it scalable, or like to make it fit different kinds of screens, dimensions. All right, that's enough of TikTok for today. Thank you for watching. If you want to see what a day in the product designer's life in H&M looks like, you can click here. Or if you want to know what questions should you ask in an interview for a job, you can click here. Thank you so much, and like and subscribe. Bye-bye.